Can you imagine a place where, in a single day, 20-year-olds raise millions in investments, and at night run to underground shelters to escape missile attacks? Where code is written in bunkers, coffee is sipped to the sound of sirens, and where war and innovation walk hand in hand. That place exists. Welcome to Israel, a country where the world's most advanced technology was born, but where the threat is constant. Between million-dollar startups and air raid sirens, this is a reality few dare to show. Israel is known as the startup nation, and that's no exaggeration. With just over 9 million inhabitants, the country has more startups per capita than Silicon Valley. Cybersecurity firms, artificial intelligence, medicine, robotics. Many are born in tiny apartments, yet in a few years are worth billions. It all began with a mindset, resilience, and improvisation. Israeli youth finish high school and go straight into the army. There, they learn to deal with pressure, extreme risks, and split-second decisions. When they return to civilian life, they're ready to create, with focus, discipline, and a sense of urgency. The WhatsApp you use? Its encryption technology has Israeli DNA. Waze, the app that guides your path? Born in Tel Aviv. And behind these innovations are stories of young people coding in bunkers, working through sirens, and pitching to investors with rifles within reach. But the same land that drives technology also pulses with tension. Israel lives surrounded by historical enemies: Palestine, Hezbollah, Iran, Hamas, conflicts that never truly cease. And it comes at a price. In cities like Ashkelon and Sderot, sirens can go off at any moment. People have 15 to 30 seconds to reach shelter. Children grow up knowing where the nearest bunkers are. Apartments already come with safe rooms. Imagine working in a startup, and suddenly everything stops because a missile was launched. This is everyday life in Israel. And what's astounding is how people carry on. They keep living, producing, innovating. Sometimes I'm testing a new app feature, and the alarm goes off. I run to the shelter with my laptop. War taught us to be fast and adaptable. That's how startups work. Launch, test, fix. Yes, we're afraid, but we don't have a choice. Innovation became a form of survival. Many startup founders served in elite military units, like Unit 8200, specializing in cyber intelligence. These soldiers are trained with the world's most advanced tools, and once they leave the Army, they turn that knowledge into business. There's NSO Group, which developed the controversial Pegasus spyware, and Mobileye, sold to Intel for over $15 billion, a pioneer in autonomous vehicle technology. In Israel, the battlefield and the tech market are intertwined. Despite the conflicts, life goes on. Tel Aviv's beaches are packed. Bars are full. Weddings happen even with sirens in the background. It's as if the people have learned to smile in the midst of chaos. But this constant tension also leaves psychological scars. Post-traumatic stress is common. Vigilance is constant, and the divide between Jews and Arabs still marks everyday life. Entire neighborhoods live under a fragile truce. Young Palestinians and Jews share universities, startups, buses, but also look at each other with distrust. The future here is a risky bet, but no one seems ready to give up. On the other side of the wall, reality is very different. While Tel Aviv becomes a new Silicon Valley, the Gaza Strip struggles with blackouts, unemployment, and ruins. Two worlds coexisting in collision. Israel claims self-defense. Palestinians say they're resisting occupation. And in the middle are the civilians, ordinary people who just want to live, work, love, have a future. Arab entrepreneurs try to carve their own space. Some have even founded startups in Ramallah and East Jerusalem. But access to capital, internet, and infrastructure is limited. The wall divides more than territory. It divides narratives, dreams, and humanity. Israel is a living contradiction. A high-tech laboratory surrounded by armed borders. A resilient people turning trauma into the fuel for creation. A land where biblical past meets digital future. Here, you can become a billionaire before 30, or lose everything in a bombing. Yet still, life doesn't stop. Between million-dollar startups and air raid sirens, Israel is more than a country. It's an idea in constant reinvention. And maybe it's exactly this tension, this tightrope between destruction and innovation, that makes Israel what it is. A place where the impossible happens. Every single day, in this landscape, between genius and fear, a unique culture is forged. In Israel, it's not just about surviving. It's about turning every threat into an opportunity. Universities aren't just academic centers. They're idea incubators that often begin amid chaos. Researchers work under constant pressure, not because they want to, but because time always feels borrowed. There are no guarantees of tomorrow, and because of that, every second matters. And you see it even in the schools. Children learn robotics and coding, while also training for emergency evacuations. There are entrepreneurship contests in elementary schools. 12-year-olds pitching ideas to real investors. In other parts of the world, fear paralyzes. Here it drives forward. Fear doesn't vanish. It transforms into creativity, speed, and solutions. Yet, for all its modernity and cutting-edge progress, Israel holds wounds no technology can heal. Religious and ethnic tension is present at every corner of Jerusalem. In the Old City, you'll see Jews praying at the Western Wall, Muslims kneeling at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and Christians visiting the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. 3 religions, one sacred ground, but also 3 worldviews that often clash. Checkpoints are everywhere. Armed soldiers watch over markets, stations, and schools. And every exchanged glance can carry decades of grief, distrust, and mourning. Still, there are bridges, projects that unite Arab and Jewish youth to build tech solutions together. Mixed hackathons by national startups. Apps created to connect people on opposite sides of the wall. Because for some, the only way forward is through collaboration, even if it comes in small steps, timid smiles, or shared lines of code. Israel is a place where the urgency to live is so intense that there's no room for idleness. Everything is rushed, business, relationships, studies, as if everyone knows calm is only temporary. And in this relentless pace, the impossible becomes reality. Every day brings new solutions that change the world. Technologies that save lives, apps that streamline routines, medicines that extend existence. It's strange to think that in the same place where a child wakes to the sound of rockets, tools are being created that will shape the future of humanity. But that's the essence of Israel, living with one foot in a turbulent present and the other in a promising future, and balancing right there on the razor's edge. While the world's eyes focus on conflict, few see the connections. While war dominates the headlines, science goes unspoken. While hate fills the discourse, silent hands reach across the divide. Israel's skies can shift from blue to orange in seconds, trailing missile smoke and blaring sirens. But beneath it, people insist on planting hope. In Tel Aviv's crowded cafés, in Haifa's underground labs, in Jerusalem's quiet university corridors, a generation believes in something more than war, more than history, more than scars. This generation doesn't just want to survive. They want to create, transform, connect, because in the end, life in Israel is about accepting that a perfect world may not exist, but that innovation can be a path, maybe even to peace. And as contradictory as it may seem, it is precisely this instability, this urgency, this unpredictability, that makes Israel one of the most creative, complex, and human places on earth. Welcome to Israel, where the siren can sound at any moment, but where life never stops.